Hello, and welcome to this edition of Whiskey at Work. I'm Mark.
And you wonder why I have a potty mouth.
There is Robbie sitting next to me. Hey, a couple quick things before we get into this week's edition. I want to thank Travis from... we're going to be talking about that here in a minute. I want to thank...
Russ just had a bit of a go.
Travis from the Blind Lion, the speakeasy under Murphy's in Rapid City, for inviting us out to that whiskey supper that was last Wednesday night. They had 5 courses with 5 whiskeys, and Travis let us have the Weller, the CYPB.
Create your perfect bourbon.
Craft.
Craft?
It says craft there on the board.
Well, I wasn't looking at it. I was looking at you.
Yeah, which is a pretty exclusive bourbon, wheat-based bourbon that he allowed us to try, and it was pretty good.
And even though they let other people weigh in on it, it was awesome.
It was really good. So thank you, Travis. And one more thing from last week's episode 2. We had mentioned that, because we were doing the Appleton Estate
rum. It was
rum
at work last week, if you recall. That was disappointingly good.
Rob,
really, I know.
I wish afterwards you even said, you made some comment about how unbelievably good that really was.
I know. I hate it when your terrible ideas work out.
So we mentioned that there wasn't a place to find it anywhere around Rapid City.
Now there is.
And Dan Bruner watched the video, and I don't know if he's got like a red phone that's connected to certain places around the country. But as of right now, you can buy the Appleton Estate rum at the Valley location of Timmins Market, and I believe coming up next week you'll be able to get it in Box Elder.
Yeah, when I was out there picking up my Jack 10, he said they didn't have it in yesterday, but they thought they were going to get it. Well,
so it'll be
the next day. It should be there by the time this thing comes.
So by this weekend, you should be able to find it, hopefully, at least at the Valley's location. All right. And really, it is a fantastic rum. We talked, you're used to Bacardi, you're used to Captain Morgan. But
this isn't that.
No, it isn't at all. This is
good.
100%. So check it out at Timmins Market and grab a bottle.
Not to completely discredit all of the Captain Morgan Bacardi drinkers, but this is actual rum.
They're not going to be sending us any free stuff, so whatever.
No.
We're going to be honest about it, okay? Wait a minute. It doesn't lend us a lot of credibility.
No. Honesty gets us in more trouble than it does us good, I think.
Well, we're going to go back to, because the episode before that one, we had started talking about barrel picks. We did an entire episode with Dan, and we got to sit down and watch how these grocery stores that have liquor departments pick their barrels.
And stores, bars.
Sure. Lots of people do it. Well,
bars.
Yeah, we, of course, are affiliated with the Loud American Roadhouse in Sturgis, and we also do Jack Daniel's
Single barrel
picks. So what we thought would be fun today would be to see just how different these things end up being.
You get to try. I think this is the one that I picked.
Is it really? From 2016?
From 2016, yep.
Okay. So we've got, on this side, we have got the Loud American single barrel Jack Daniels. And here is the most recent one that I believe that Dan Bruner from Timmins Market picked for their store, right?
Well, I think they picked this a while back.
Okay. But it's their most recent Jack Daniels one. Would that be right?
Yes. He mentioned that they picked this during the pandemic. They couldn't actually go down there, I think. So
they sent it up to him?
Yeah.
Got it.
So okay. I think they picked it in 2020.
Okay. So recently.
I don't know.
Somewhat
probably
recently.
says on here.
Yeah. Now, lots of people that are whiskey fans know most of the terminology that goes along with this. Single barrel, small batch, barrel proof. These are all things that are kind of in the same area code, right? Yeah,
especially if you look at the ATF, they got 3 names for the same thing. It's super helpful.
We'll get into that here in a second because it's not helpful at all. But you'll see.
Leave it to the federal government.
You'll come across bottles that are labeled small batch. And generally what that means is the master distiller at the whatever distillery is making them.
The master distiller
at the distillery will blend a bunch of these together to make a small batch version of their whiskey.
Generally what I think they do is they take a bunch of the single barrels and blend them together for the small batch. They don't take their normal whatever product, their general bid, their top name product, but if they have a single barrel product as well, they'll take those products and make a small batch.
Got it. Sort of.
So it's kind of a high quality version of their
Normal
overall line. Yeah.
I know that Jack Daniels doesn't do that. Jack Daniels doesn't have a small batch.
No.
Jim Beam is pretty famous for making a small batch version of their stuff. I think Henry McKenna's one.
One of my favorites is Elijah Craig small batch.
Elijah Craig. That's I think that's more of a middle tier though.
Four Roses has a small batch.
Yeah, and they're popular. They're famous for that.
Those are the
sure.
Those are the bigger name ones for sure.
So a single barrel pick is literally a single barrel that's bottled, and you can get anywhere from 160 bottles up to maybe 220 out of a barrel.
Depending on what proof you get it barreled at.
Yeah, and
sure.
depending on the factors that play into it too.
Yeah, how much is lost to the angel share.
Right, which I'm always uncomfortable saying that. That to me is the silliest term in whiskey making, because they have such cool terms, like the bunghole. That's my favorite whiskey term.
I've got the potty mouth.
As the 10-year-old. Well, that's what it's called.
I understand.
But it's still funny.
Did you mean teepee?
No, thank you, Beavis. Okay, a single barrel. That's what we're doing right here.
I can't even do the voice right now.
We're getting too old for that. So we got two of these now, and I want to compare just how different they truly are. And it's fun that they're both Jack Daniel's single barrels. So
It's fun, yeah.
You've been
really fun for me.
drinking one quite a bit already. So
because I picked this one.
Let me go ahead and try to catch up.
Are you picking the right one?
What was this? The one you picked. What was it? What did it go into the bottle as?
What did it go in as?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or what is it?
Know.
What is it? What
it's
is it?
coming
in the
out
bottle?
at 47 and a half or something like that.
That's what this one is? This one here?
Yep, 94 proof.
So got ice in it, got a little water in it. I mean, it's
pretty good.
It is.
Those are the words you're looking for.
It's always constant competition, Rob Henry. But it is good.
Well, let's be honest here. I have picked more barrels than you have.
I've never got to pick a barrel
I'm
yet.
2 for 2, dude.
You've
I don't know
got
what
to
you're talking
send me
about.
down to do the next one. When do we get to do the next one?
We're lobbying for that.
Do we ever get to do the next? Are we going to do another one? We got to be running out of these
We're about out
bottles,
at the
don't we?
loud, so yeah,
Okay.
we're doing another one.
So lower proof, Jack Daniel's flavor all
higher
over it,
proof
though.
than regular Jack by
Well, yeah, obviously higher proof than
by
regular
7
Jack.
points.
But it's genuine. I mean, it's a genuine. That's Jack Daniel's. You know, the second you take a sip of it.
Absolutely, it's got that mellowed in sugar maple flavor to it for sure.
All right. So going over to the one that Dan picked, and you can already see this is like Coca-Cola when you poured it into the glass. That's amazingly dark, but this is coming in at 130 is what this is in the bottle as right now. I think, well, you're going to like it because you're a Jack fan, right?
It's the ice is helping on this one, Bruner. I don't know how you and Ryan do it on a regular basis.
Oh my God.
Drinking this neat might curl your toenails.
If you went half and half on this, half water, half Jack.
Well, then you'd be back down to what normal people drink.
But I
whiskey
don't
at.
think water does open up flavors that generally you don't get if you're drinking it neat.
Yeah,
So-
a little water would help. And that's why I like the ice. It's got my ice is melted enough. That this is
I had
pretty
some ice melt in here too, and that's so flavorful. But holy cow!
I think the Jack Daniels ate your ice cube. I don't think it melted.
It probably, oh my God, absolutely did. Oof.
Yeah, coming in at 131. Is that what it said?
Right.
It'll warm you up.
But it's what's amazing about it is these were two barrels that sat in a Jack Daniel's rickhouse, probably on the third or fourth floor
Absolutely
of one of them.
100% on the third or fourth floor.
And it's so amazing how different they are.
I do wonder if you brought this one down to what this proof is, how different it would be. I think our flavor profiles, Bruner and I anyway, are fairly similar. I think he likes a little more of that rye flavor than I care for. But this is a nice tasting single barrel for sure, even though it's a lot hotter than the other.
It is. I think for me, obviously, I need a lot more water in it.
I tried to give you a
bring
big
it
ice
down.
cube. You wouldn't take it.
Well, I didn't want to be I don't know, whatever. I mean, I wanted to try it and you know, be as tough as the rest of you guys that drink this stuff, and I can't. I realized I need the water.
You told
in
me
this
what
sort of
you were
thing.
planning on doing with your hairstyle. There's no way that you're as tough as the rest of us.
Did you guys notice that the mullet is gone too? Did you see that? I mean, I don't know if you can catch that. Russ, I don't know which camera. No.
Which
anyway.
camera do I look at?
Yeah, it's no. I'm gonna. You know, I'm getting up there in age where
You better try it
I
before
want
it's
to try
gone.
one more thing before it's not going to be there anymore. Exactly. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I wish I'd have done it.
Oh God, how did we get here? Well, I can see how you got to this point in the conversation, but so it's why if you go into a liquor store and you see something that's labeled single barrel, now you know why. Okay, because it's a bottle that came from one barrel. If you see something that's
I
called
think generally speaking, single barrels, I'm completely speculating, tend to be a higher proof
I think so,
than their
yes.
normal regular line.
right,
And they're all different. So while
every one of them.
if you come into the Loud American or buy a single barrel at your local liquor store, they're gonna be different. Chances are,
Yeah, well, every
from
time
one
that's
end of
way
the
they come.
spectrum to the other. Because this one is fairly sweet and caramel, and I've had single barrels that I really don't care for that much that are super on the heavy oaky side. So they vary greatly. Hence the term single barrel as opposed to a small batch.
And a single barrel, you are going to be tasting what the person that's selling it to you, what their taste profile is.
That's what they like.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's kind of unique because if you go into a single barrel at the Loud American and you're drinking that, this is of the Loud American. I mean, this is a part of what they do. Timmins Market. This is the same thing. This is Dan and Ryan's profile. This is what they enjoy drinking.
And they're all of theirs, I think, that they can get when they pick one are barrel proof.
So if you're going into a store and you see those labels on there, that's what that means. A small batch can be a blend of anywhere from 50 to 100 barrels that the master distiller picks. Single barrel is what's going to be picked by the person that's selling it to you wherever you go drink
What
it.
do they call it if they only mix 4 barrels together then?
Tiny. That's called a tiny batch. Yeah. Teeny, maybe. I don't
The
know.
ATF came up with that one. You're wondering, just ask them why.
know,
why they
yeah.
started at 50. I mean, for crying out loud.
I was going to get into a little bit of that, but now I don't care anymore. It's too technical. All of it's too technical. Whenever the government gets involved in any of this, although we do have to give the government credit for making whiskey better when it certainly wasn't 100 and some odd years ago. The Bottled in Bond Act is the whole reason why whiskey tastes good.
And
now.
you haven't lost your eyesight because you've been drinking wood whiskey, probably.
Exactly. Well, Rob did promise me that we are going to be getting to sample the Jack Daniel's 10-year. So
I've already sampled the Jack.
you have. I hate
It's
you so much.
really good. I'm
He
so
buys
happy.
me a bottle of Macallan Rare Cask, takes the first drink out of it. Buys the Jack Daniel's 10, takes the first drink out of it.
No.
I'm nowhere near it.
That's
Nowhere near.
not true. I took the first drink of Bruner's Jack Dan. I didn't open mine.
Man, I started this whole thing thinking, maybe I can make a friend at Home Slice.
Yeah,
maybe I can make, and then what did he do? He just took advantage.
Okay, but what have you done for me? You made me drink non-alcoholic
I made
whiskey.
you drink banana flavored
3
whiskey,
times
and peanut butter
a
flavored
peanut
whiskey,
butter whiskey, at
and
least
rum,
twice a banana thing and rum.
and everybody loves
I
it.
bring you
Everybody.
a $300 bottle of scotch, and now I've got a bottle of Jack 10-year-old, and you're mad at me. I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
should
go-
be way more pissed at you than you at me.
I'm going to drink some banana flavored whiskey right now.
There's some peanut
I don't
butter
know if I
crap
can
in the
take this
freezer.
anymore.
In
Oh,
the
there
other
is still
room.
some back there, isn't there?
Yes.
All right.
That's why I save it for you, because I don't want it out here. People think that I drink it.
How mad would Dan be if I mixed it with the Jack Daniels?
I will punch you in places you have no desire to be punched
That's
if you
probably a
pour
good-
any banana in that.
Probably a good place
peanut
to end
butter.
this one. All right. Well, hopefully next week we're going to be doing the Jack Daniel's 10. We've waited a long
We'll
time
see.
to try this.
I've got a bottle of Bruner 1792 barrel pick.
Oh, we can do that too. Okay.
And
We've got this.
I'm not sure
all
what
planned
car
out.
it's in, so I gotta find it.
We're gonna address that topic next
I
week too.
know. I got a rolling liquor store in 2 of my vehicles. I don't know. I'm sorry, people. I hope I don't get pulled over.
Thanks for hanging out with us. It's Whiskey to Work.
Cheers.